I think that's big.
Yeah, that's definitely big.
Then basketball real big.
Yeah.
You know, between Braylon, Sebo, and Fred, boy, you got some solid basketball.
Yeah.
I go my boy right there. Come on, slide in.
What up?
Hey, I got that sauce right for you too. Okay. You don't need that. But yeah, I think that I think that's some good talent as far as sports go.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of talent, man, in the state. What's up with it, Jeff? And we got Jeff in here, man. Jeff gonna take a little time out and chat with us today, man. What's up? But yeah, Neville 3 years in a row had the best lineman, you say?
Yeah,
3 years in a row.
And this year they got number one in the state, number 2 in the country.
Put him on mute. Yeah. Yeah, the number one in the state. 3 years in a row. That's crazy. Nation.
Yeah. Then you think about running back with Bull coming on the scene like he did, and then AJ last year, and then Trey Holly this year. I mean Trey. He top running back in the country.
Trey Holly, best running back in the country.
Yeah.
Union Parish.
Yeah.
Easily. The LSU commit.
Yeah, easily. And then with Dyson, he's gonna be real productive this year. So I think we're gonna have a lot of good football. Yeah.
Oh, Jeff, that sign say, it's a blessing to be a blessing, man. I done had that up for a little minute. That's what it say.
And then, Jeff all about Rusty.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
Big Rusty.
Big Rusty.
Big Rusty.
Jeff the mayor, man.
So
Rusty High, who you gonna watch a little bit? I ain't watching none this year, I don't think.
Man, I'll probably catch it on Friday night.
That's what I'm gonna catch it on the radio, man. I don't know. I'm gonna catch the radio.
I think I'm gonna be doing a lot more traveling this year.
Yeah, going to see
some of the kids that that DB up in the Tapestry.
Yeah.
Camaro, Mayo, and Horse Holly.
Yeah.
See him play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Chauncey play because that's my boy out there.
I saw Chauncey, man. Chauncey slimmed down pretty good, man.
I think they're gonna try to move the running back this year.
Hey.
I think that I think either way, I think he's gonna be strong, man.
Eat, young man, eat.
And of course, you already know. We're just gonna have to see what Western High kind of.
Yeah. What we got? Yeah, we got some feed. We had some feedback over there. But go ahead, we good.
Yeah, definitely, man. So.
Oh, hey, Jeff say Rustin by 14.
By 14 over who?
I'm guessing he's saying anybody. He's saying anybody.
Hey, over Pineville.
Anybody, man.
Russell's supposed to have a good schedule this year, so we'll get to see.
They always have a good schedule.
Yeah, one thing about it, they schedule strong teams, but you gotta get past them quarterfinals, man.
Yeah,
I don't want to get political.
That's that's real. That's politics right there.
Yes, Balkanville, you. But they got some hurdles to get over.
Yeah, definitely.
The talent gonna be there, so
yeah.
We ain't got to worry about that part. The talent gonna be there.
Yeah, man.
But John, what's happening, man?
Man, it's all good, brother.
That's good.
Just in the building, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get jumped off. I'm gonna play my intro.
All right.
But I want you to say one thing for me. What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody?
All right, what's up?
Hey, yeah, I've been in the kitchen cooking. Look, man, I've been trying to make it for a minute. Patient while I'm making it. The cake, I need the digits. Whole lot on my plate, but didn't fix it.
best barbershop club.
What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody? I am Fat, and I got my guy John in the building. What's up with it? Hey, with my special guest, Courtney Cooper.
Yep.
What's happening with it, Courtney?
Man, take it easy, man.
Hey, man, we here to give y'all some real topics, some real views from, real people. And tonight, you know, we got a real one in the building.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today we're gonna talk about some real estate. We're gonna talk about some parenting, family.
Yep.
You know, we spoke a little on some sports early.
Yeah.
You know, and then we're gonna talk about life, man.
Yep.
That's cool with you?
Man, let's get kicked off.
Hey, John, that's good. That's good with you?
Hey man, listen, we got a parenting specialist in the building. So,
Hey, man.
of course, man. You know,
Hey,
it's all
man.
good with me.
Hey, man. You know, with that being said, once again, we're gonna introduce our guy, Courtney Cooper, Courtney Cooper Sr.
Yeah.
You know, real estate agent. We're gonna call it realtor. Parent. You know what I'm saying? Mentor. What else, John? What else we got over here, man? Friend.
Yeah, friend. Real professional.
Yeah.
I mean, you just about name it, man. My guy is well versed in a lot of different areas, man.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm gonna say this though. It feels good to be surrounded by black men that are fathers.
Okay.
yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So I just got through talking to a young man right before I got here, man. You know, my biggest thing to all kids is you show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Exactly.
You know, that's kind of the gem I drop on all the youngsters, man. You don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room.
Right.
You know, ain't nothing wrong with sitting back and soaking up what other people got to offer.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
John talk. We chop it up about cooking all the time.
All the time.
You did. So, you know, it's being able to understand where everybody come from,
Yeah.
man, and what God got for you. And
It is for you.
Say this. I ain't here to tell you about your God. I'm here to tell you about mine.
Hey.
And what he got for you, man, is just for you, man. There's nobody else. But you gotta have the courage to go get it, man.
That's it.
So
Nah, that's real. That's real.
and I appreciate that, man, for you.
I appreciate you for coming, man. Accepting the invitation.
For sure.
Coming on. I've been trying to get you on for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we waited on you, your terms and your conditions.
And that's funny because I told John once my kids started their brand,
Yeah.
that's kind of when I wanted to come in and I got you a shirt out there to
Yeah,
the song. And just kind of introduce the brand to
Yeah.
in front of everything else because you know I want to see the kids do good.
Okay. Well, look, hey, don't get too far into on the brand yet. Not yet. We gonna save it for them because we want them to stick around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That branding gonna be real good for y'all. The brand that because I've been looking at it on the page and just keeping up with. It's gonna be something y'all want to hear about later on in the show. We gonna kick off with this real estate, man.
Man, tell me what's your first
All right,
question, man?
first question, man. How many homes on average? You know, how long you been in it?
I've been in for 4 years.
Okay, so I'm gonna say for the last 3 years, how many homes on average do you think you sold?
On average, about 32 a year.
32 a year.
Yeah, and that's 95% in the River Parish market. That's why I dwell it.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
that's big right there.
That's pretty impressive.
And
32.
And, you know,
32 a year?
32, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, after that first year, I had to get, I'm learning based.
Yeah.
So I like to learn. I soaked up the business first.
Yeah.
Man, my second year, I dove in, and just to give you a tidbit of that, man, I went from selling 2 houses my first 9 months to selling 24 houses my next year.
Yeah.
And then to 30, almost 40 my third year.
Yeah.
And then last year I did 30 something. So it's been, but it's a hustle, man.
That's big boy status, man.
It's a hustle though, man. ain't no laying down, and the wife know whenever we go on vacation, sometimes I got to bring the iPad.
Yeah.
You crying don't stop.
Hey man, I mean, if it, for me in my business, I don't have a check coming on Friday.
Right.
So a lot of people don't, when they come and they talk to me about being in real estate, I tell them you don't get a regular check.
Right.
You may not get paid for 6 months off of that.
Right.
One time it took me a year to get paid off of it.
Yeah.
Man.
So you got to keep something in the pipeline because it's a constant hustle, man. And then I think, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of my business comes from us.
Okay.
So I don't want somebody coming to me talking about real estate and I don't have the answer.
Right.
I need to constantly have the answers.
Definitely.
And be able to say what I got to say. Me and you've been talking about real estate.
Right.
And I think like I said, with a lot of people, they just come in because they watch the TV show.
Right.
They think that you can go and show 3 houses and sell one.
Right.
It don't work like that. You may show 40, you may show 50.
Mm-hmm.
You might show 60.
Right. And sell one.
And then you might finally sell it. And man, it's just constantly being on the grind.
Yeah.
Hustle. But now so much of my business comes from referrals. People that I've dealt with before, people that I know that I'm in real estate, and just a lot of people just know my background. They know I'm just straight up.
Okay.
Don't like to cut too many corners, and kind of making sure you stay educated on what the market's like. Just like right now, the rates are high, so a lot of people scared about it.
Mm.
But really, the rates are what they were before COVID.
Mm.
Now, when COVID came, they lowered those rates to keep you buying. And people kind of went in the frenzy, man. We didn't have any houses in Ruston to sell, and wasn't a lot of housing, no housing shooting. None in Grambling, none in Simsboro.
Yeah.
And not very many in West Monroe and Monroe. So it's really adapting to the time, really.
So let me ask you a question. With that being said about not being a lot of houses to sell, right? Mm-hmm. I know that it's probably kind of leveled off a little bit now, but what's like, in your opinion, what's like the next up and coming area? Because you only gonna develop, I ain't gonna say so far here, mm-hmm. but you got a lot going on here. Like what's on the outskirts of the parish? Like what's coming up?
I won't be honest with you, man. And I talk to people because when they talk to me, they say, man, Ruston is expensive. Houses over there expensive.
Right.
Well, you got 2 college towns.
Yep.
Everybody from Grambling come over here to live.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't fiction. This is fact.
Right, now,
it's very fact.
They come here to shop.
Right.
They come here to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I'm saying that to say maybe they need to invest a little bit over there, but I'm just saying they come here to eat. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it, this is where a lot of parents buy their children home. Mm-hmm. And they get roommates. Mm-hmm. You see, that's the business part of it.
Yeah.
So they may sell in 4 years when their kid graduates. So
they're going to. Yeah.
But the thing about the property value is that in Ruston, the property value steady goes up.
Okay.
So they're building. They build out Triple Crown. I think it's about done. But you still got plantation to build over there. Right. They still build.
Right.
So I mean, it's houses. I mean, it's a lot of property in Ruston, man. Believe it or not. So it's really just the rates are just what they are, man. And shooting's gonna continue to be great because the school. Right. Same thing with Simsboro, but a lot of people not really pushing out towards Simsboro.
Hey, so let me ask you this: why is it such a big difference pricing wise when you're looking between, just say like Monroe and either Monroe, West Monroe, or Ruston?
Man, the biggest thing is that they have more houses to sell. Okay. So the competition is a lot stiffer.
Yeah.
Down there. So I got to price my house right to sell. Right. Well, in Ruston, it's different. Mm-hmm. So you say it's 125 houses to sell in Monroe. Well, it's 32 on the market in Ruston.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Okay.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
It's perfect. Supply and demand.
It makes
So the same houses that I sold 9 months ago for $265, I can sell for $285 right now.
Yeah.
That's $20,000 in equity.
Inflation.
Just because there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
See, and then they're getting appraised. You have to understand a house don't sell unless it's appraised. And,
Inflation is in everything, man.
and in this area here, nobody's going and paying what you hear on the news.
Yeah.
You hear them saying, "Oh, they paid $40,000 over lease."
Right.
They don't do that here.
Right. Right.
You know, and I'm gonna say this, and this goes to anybody. If you're trying to buy a house, even if it is not through me, make sure you get your house inspected, man. Pay that $345, man. Because you may end up with something, man, in 4 or 5 years, man. You just kind of you can't do nothing with it.
Can't do nothing with it. So check this out, man. Talk about a time. Tell me about a time where you was trying to create that relationship with a potential buyer, and was it difficult? And if it was difficult, how did you handle it?
Every buyer's different.
And what would you do differently?
Every buyer's different. I think the worst part about it is that sometimes you have so much going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But you have to realize I'm a solo agent.
Right.
I don't have an ISA or anything like that. So I handle all my paperwork, all my phone calls. So if I got 8 buyers, sometimes it can be hard. Now, the one thing I'll say I do different with some situations is just keeping in contact with everyone.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Communication.
And this is what a lot of people don't understand about me. And I'm just going to jump off real quick into something different. At 3:26 every day, where am I at? At Ruston High School, picking up my dog.
Okay.
That's at 3:26 every day.
We over there back then.
At 3:26 every day.
Yeah.
She's opening up my door and getting in my truck and talking crazy to Pops about something.
Yeah.
Looking in my ad, looking over here where my stuff is in the middle, like, you need to clean up.
Yeah.
Let me call Mama real quick. But so, and then from that point, I kind of turned into, dad, go home, cook. So then my night kind of gets away from it. Then I love sports.
Yeah.
So, Monday, Thursday, and every Saturday I'm watching sports.
Right.
So sometimes I should go back and I should maintain a relationship just by staying in contact.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest thing. And that's why I lose a lot of business.
Yeah.
It's because sometimes I don't stay in contact the way I should. And I tell my wife, they're like, man, I forgot to call such and such.
Yeah.
So I lost to sell my cousin.
I'm gonna tell you though, it's easy though to get lost in your day.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you're trying to have some work-life balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you might have all the intentions in the world. Cause I know I do all the time. I'm like, man, I need it. It ain't even gotta be. I mean, it could just be responding to a text. I open my text sometime, I got 40, 50, 60 unread texts. You know what I'm saying?
Since I've been here, I got at least 7 phone calls.
Yeah, it's buzzing.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
So,
It's buzzing.
and sometimes and to be honest with you, in real estate, man, one phone call can cost you thousands.
Yeah. I can believe it.
People don't understand that, man. So that's why my wife tell you, man, sometimes my daughter say, man, because she's something serious, man. She'll come and say, who on the phone?
Yeah.
You might hear sometime, me on the phone, who you on the phone with?
Yeah. Oh, where you going?
I can come out the house just then, I'm here to watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always that, like right now, I would be at home cooking.
Right.
With my daughter, she seasoned up a chicken breast.
Okay.
So she gonna cook for us tonight.
Yeah.
5 steps that a new homeowner or to become a homeowner. 5 steps they should take on becoming a new homeowner, man.
Yeah, this is probably.
Hey, can I pick it back off that fact?
Yeah.
His 5. His 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to add to that, and how far in advance
Okay.
should you be getting them steps together before you actually want to purchase?
So this is my deal. Once again, everybody's so much different.
Right.
The biggest thing, man, and this is anybody, you got to be pre-approved or pre-qualified.
Yeah.
You have got to understand what and people understand this. Credit is cool whenever you buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy a house, that's only a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
That's not the whole puzzle.
Right.
Big post.
That's only a piece of it. You got to have your debt to income ratio straight, and you got to go talk to a mortgage lender. Even when people come to me and talk to me, I say, well, my biggest thing is getting you in touch with a mortgage lender.
Right.
Yeah.
The number one thing that you got to do is to understand how much you're spending. As we call it in real estate, you need to know your.
So you need to set a budget.
You got to. Well, no, they don't set the budget for you.
Well,
You
okay.
don't have to even worry about
Okay.
setting no budget.
Okay.
Because whatever you qualify for is what you qualify for. If you qualify for 150, they ain't gonna give you 300.
Right.
That's what you. That's what they.
Well, okay. When I say the budget, I'm talking about for your down payments and all of those things.
When it comes to that right there, understanding how much you. First of all, you need to see what loan you qualify.
Right.
It's FHA, conventional or rural development, or VA.
Yep.
So VA is going to be 0% down.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any PMI, which is private mortgages, which is fantastic. That's extra $100 you'll take off. You have USDA loan, which is 0%. Same thing, but you got to understand that everything you shoot is rural development. Everything in Calhoun is rural development. Equipment, Farmerville.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
It's USDA. It's 0%, but you got to have the right credit score. FHA loan, 3.5% down. That's what you got to put down. So if your budget is 100 grand, you have to bring 3,500 to the table.
Right.
And see, that's the part people don't.
And not only that, you got to budget for closing costs.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if what I do in my deals is I ask you how important are closing costs. So if this,
Because sometimes the seller would take care of it.
they will, but if the seller won't come off the closing costs, and you don't want to pay closing costs, we roll that up.
Yeah.
So we try to make sure that you come to the table with as less amount as possible.
Right.
You know, now if you got it saved up, I'm gonna tell you why not. But adding that extra $4,000 to your to the price of the house is only gonna cost you about $10 a month.
Yeah.
It's not gonna cost you a huge amount of money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what you kind of have to realize too. And I think that's what a lot of people they think it costs a lot. I've had people come to the table and get money back. Literally.
Yeah.
The title company gives them a check.
Okay.
You know, knowing what you want. See, with anybody I talk to, you have 5 things that you want to see in the house.
Yeah.
If you got one, I really just, if I get it, cool. You got another one that is, I'll take it if it comes with it. And then you got 3 you got to have.
Yeah.
Let's concentrate on the 85%, not the whole 100. Let's concentrate on the 85. So if you know you need 3 bedrooms, let's make sure you get that.
Right.
If you know you need a backyard, if you need a fence, with a fence, you make it even. Sometimes I got that coming and do it myself.
Right.
They'll build it.
Yeah.
Just so you know they'll get with the house.
Right.
So it's all in negotiations, man. That's all being in real estate is, just negotiation.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
That's it.
I mean,
Okay, we got a question though. You teaching courses on this?
They coming soon.
let me say this.
We're gonna push them out. They coming soon.
I will be doing another buyer seminar.
Okay.
Because I've had other people that have wanted to be real estate agents. You know, so I've told them kind of, you know, I don't charge for that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that if I want to see more people getting into real estate, that's us. You see what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
It's really not enough because, and I'm gonna say this, and this is, y'all may think this is crazy, but a lot of young black people may not feel that they can really get into real estate.
You know, because they don't see it.
That's what I was just.
It's not a visual to them.
But
it's not.
You if you want to really look at it, go look at Selling Town.
Yeah.
My sons turned me on to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would have looked at it, and my wife now was looking at the drama part, but I'm looking at the numbers. A lot of people don't know those are realistic numbers. Yeah. You go to the city and get real estate, yes, sir. Right. You can, and this may sound crazy, but you can make you $200,000 off of it if you're in the right place. Now in Ruston, we may not have that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I think for a lot of young black people, and I'm going beyond us. I'm talking about young black people. We need to know. We may need to know that we need to know that we can get out from the real estate.
Right.
Because I don't see a lot of them. Because a lot of them don't really think that they can really make the money here in Lincoln Parish.
Right.
But
you can definitely make the money.
yeah.
I know you can.
Yeah.
It's too many. It's too many. It's too many.
You've been making it for too long.
I'm telling you.
To not, for it to not be a realistic possibility.
And when I got off in the real estate in Lincoln Parish, I was told that, it was pretty much dominated by certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing was, I'm just going to be honest, I wanted the Lincoln Parish market.
Right.
And that's just being real, which I wanted the Lincoln Parish market.
Yeah.
And I did pretty well.
Yeah.
And numbers don't lie. I mean, you always talk about that.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
They never lie.
So I always say that I wish that more of us would get into this.
Yeah.
It's especially at a younger age. But you got to think about it. You don't have to go to college to be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
You don't need a master's degree.
Right.
You don't even need you don't even need an associate's degree.
Right.
To be in real estate. So if it's something that you like, why not get off into it?
Right.
Because the earlier the better, man. Just be honest. And then once you get established, you don't have to work.
Right.
I wish I'd have done it at 20.
Yeah. Well, there it is, y'all. Let's go on this break right now so I can get me some water. You know what I'm saying? I'm thirsty. Y'all listen to this message and we'll be right back. Oh, wrong one. We gotta get it. There
Fats
we go.
Fresh Cut.
Owned
by Ruston's premier barber, Ladarius Fat Mim. At Fats, we get you off the bench and into the starting lineup. Specializing in adults and children, we provide exceptional cuts and personalized services at amazing prices. Located at 415 South Farmerville Street in Ruston, Louisiana. Find us today on Booksy to book your appointment. Fats Fresh Cuts. It's more than a barbershop. It's an experience.
Yeah, we back, man. I got John Bonner in the building, Big Boy Smokehouse. I got Courtney Cooper Sr. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Realtor, man.
Can I do this real quick, man?
Go ahead, do it. Go ahead.
I want to, man, my baby girl got her first birthday.
Yeah.
That was a good feeling. My son got his insurance license today.
Okay.
Which was cool. Of course, I always want to give a shout out to my oldest boy.
Yeah.
They can expect my first grandbaby.
Yeah.
And then of course my other boy just signed with Graham. So I want to make sure that I, you know how I got them.
Shout out to them kids, man.
Shout out to them kids, man, because they work and they all at it.
So that's a beautiful segue into this next segment for parenting and family, man. You just spoke about all your kids and their endeavors.
Yeah.
What is it that drives you to parent the way that you parent?
Man, this is a true statement. I told my dad, that by him not being there, it drove me to be a better dad. This ain't something I'm just saying. I told him this. It was for me. It was him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never wanted my kids to look at me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's a deep feeling, man. Right. And me and him cool now, but he really drove me, man. So I take it serious, man.
But we had the conversation earlier about how you gonna be an example one way or another.
Right.
So you're gonna either be a good example or you're gonna be a bad example. But either way,
it's gonna be an example.
Either way, you're gonna be an example.
Yeah, and we have to choose the example that we set, man. Right. Me and you talk about it, and we've been talking about it for the last week. Yeah. It's building that culture.
That culture, man.
You have to understand whenever Slimmy, Marlon, Peanut, DeMarlon, whatever you want to call him, whenever my son whenever he make a decision, he always called me, man, to come and stand up beside him. Right.
Yeah.
Even with CJ, as soon as he does something, man, same way with him. Right. Like as soon as he passed today, he sent me, his certificate. Right. And then And my oldest boy, I mean, we talk 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that we set that example, man. We lead by example.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that my biggest thing with them is that I always constantly talking to them. I mean, you talk about that.
Right.
Constantly talking to them, constantly, you know, my mama, out of everything I put my mama through, my mama never gave up on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand how big that is.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm the same way with my kids, man. Like, for them, it's their dreams.
Right.
It ain't mine.
Right.
You know, when you fall down, I'm not gonna dust you off and
Right,
encourage you to
right.
go. I ain't that I always pick you up.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to show
Right.
some strength on your own,
Right.
man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, it's following what God has put in my spirit
Right.
and making sure that, you know, my kids straight, man. I don't care, you know, what anybody says. They may say I do too much for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're my kids, man.
Yeah.
And I got some, and I say this, I brag on my kids.
Yeah.
I got some really good kids.
As you should. You should brag on your
kids,
children.
including my daughter-in-law. They all work.
Right.
They all
Right.
got good jobs.
Right.
Man. Well, they all got decent jobs.
Yeah.
My baby girl just started working.
Right.
She's 16.
Right.
You know, and she at home now. Not only did she go get a job, she at home. She cooked breakfast this morning,
Yeah.
and then she finna cook supper tonight.
Yeah.
That's big, man.
You know, and my wife tell you whenever they cooking in the kitchen, they call me to come help.
How long did it take for them to grasp that? Like, you know, cause you could parent all day,
Yeah.
but just like in sports, as a head coach, you got to get the kids to buy into the system, right?
Well, I'm gonna say this: they all grasp it different.
Yeah.
It's crazy because my first and my third are just alike,
Mm.
and my second and my fourth just alike.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you. That second and that fourth one, man, they tough.
Yeah.
You know, but they still buying into it.
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest, they still buying into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But like my oldest boy, he's 28, man, married, call his pops 4-5 times a week. We run it, and we just run it about cars,
Right.
movies,
Life stuff.
just life stuff.
That's life stuff.
You know, he's starting his detail business, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
You know, my other son got his job. He washing cars. Peanut, of course, he working the subway.
Yeah.
You know, but I you know, man, they kind of everybody bought into it differently, man.
Yeah.
And my other one still, two of them still buying into it, you know. But
Yeah.
I stay there.
Yeah.
And they know if somebody if it ain't right, you know. And I'm gonna say this story real quick. You know, the kid that got shot in Monroe was my son's friend.
It's tough.
That was on the news yesterday.
It's
You know,
tough.
so it always goes back to surrounding yourself with the right people.
The right people.
Man.
Surround yourself with the right people.
Right.
I'm just being straight up, man. It's fine. It's surrounding yourself with the right people, man. And that's the one thing in life that you really got to grasp and you got to learn. You know, I feel like being in this atmosphere with y'all two is surrounding myself with the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because if you know me, you know it. I mean, you know, I've always been real.
But you know,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, Coop, man, you know, ever since I done ever known you, it's been like, you know what I'm saying, your leadership. You know, we always talk about the leadership standpoint and aspect and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But leadership matters.
It matters.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like, bro, you going through coaching.
The leadership
Your
matters,
kids,
man.
you got to think when you coaching your kids. In fact, your kids is oftentimes gonna be your hardest
Man,
person to coach
Definitely.
because your kids always think they know better.
Yeah.
man.
You could take a kid out the street and that kid will listen to you before your own kid. He'll get it
Cause he ain't got
because
it.
he ain't got it.
Man,
And see,
He ain't got it.
that's what these kids have to understand. Like, man, listen, you taking this for granted. I talked to Coop earlier. I told Coop, I said, man, this might have been yesterday, but it's stuff that my daddy told me
Mhm.
and taught me that my daddy been dead 7 years.
Yeah.
And just within the last 3 years,
Yeah.
it's certain things that he taught me. I'm just not really grasping, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not. I can hear him in my head saying it. I'm saying, oh damn, that's what he talking about.
Yeah.
That's what he talking about right there.
Cause see, I tell my kids that all the time. Just with the description you just gave, the example, I tell my kids, don't let me be dead when you realize what I'm saying right now.
Listen, I can hear him saying right now, I ain't gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
My mama say that, man, and I always say this. You know, my mama never giving up on me. That's behind by my kids, man. So it's always a teachable moment.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. My kids tell you, man, I take everything. And
Everything is.
It's a teachable moment.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I think that for any parent, that's what we got to realize. Right. Everything is a teachable moment.
Everything.
My son went to McNeese. We let him make that decision.
Yeah.
He went to McNeese.
Yeah.
And he back at Graham.
Yeah.
And we happy he here.
Yeah. But he had to make that decision.
But
he had
one
to.
thing about it, through everything he went through, he still maintained 3.2 GPAs first year of college. Yeah. You know, and that's full-time sports.
Right.
You know.
So cool, man. With your kid and a lot of other kids, you know, who are doing it. Why do people feel as if it's a lack of activity in the area?
Hey, fat. How often we talk about that?
You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something about
like?
I don't want anybody to get mad at it.
No.
But I'm
this is
a lot of people are lazy.
Laziness.
Can I tell you? Y'all know me.
Yeah.
When my boys was playing soccer and track and 7-on-7 and we was constantly moving.
Yeah.
Man, I got so tired, man. Whenever we finally had a weekend off, I was like, let me get me some cognac.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me go get on the couch.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of it's just lazy.
Yeah.
Because we got plenty to do.
Man,
I'm gonna tell you something. One of the greatest sports that you can get a kid in, and might get mad at me again, baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And
every year.
And baseball ain't what it was when I played. When I played, it was 3 months. Then you had the complex.
Yeah.
You know, we go play at Dixon. But these kids play baseball year round.
Mm-hmm.
They play football year round.
Man, listen, I was a kid that didn't have nothing to do. All right. But I had a cousin that played baseball.
Mm.
And, you know, during the time when Fat was doing the splits at first base.
Yeah.
See, boy, we remember that.
Yeah.
Man, pick me up to bring me to the complex.
Man, listen,
I love you for that.
It's stuff to do.
It's definitely stuff to do, man.
Stuff to do, man. Listen, man. Get your kids out of playing the game all the time.
No.
Get your kids out their phone, man. Get your kid out their phone, man, because they in that phone all day. You know what I'm saying? But it's other things to do, man. Like, listen, you know why your kid run into so many roadblocks and have so many problems and issues with other people outside of their own people?
Yeah.
Because they don't never see nobody other than their own people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They never travel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got money to spend.
You going on trips.
You going on trips.
Well, I'm going to say this to you, man.
Get your kids out that house.
Me and my wife, and she started this. Mm-hmm. We started doing trips every summer.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we go on our anniversary.
Right.
But we would go on until COVID hit. Mm-hmm. We took vacations every year, but it was us, them three hardheads, climbing, getting in the parking lot of some hotel we had and dancing in front of the car. And, you know, because when we together, man, we climb.
Yeah.
We don't take life serious. You know what I'm saying?
You let loose.
We let loose.
Yeah.
We stay loose. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just who we are.
Right.
But like, man, it's plenty to do around here.
It's plenty to do.
It is. Y'all get out here and follow man, you got Facebook. It's a lot of pages that's sharing everything that's going on in Ruston and surrounding areas. You just got to be on the lookout for it.
Can I say this one thing too that a lot of people don't think about? Getting involved in track.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to find, and I done reached out, but I'm trying to find a league or a club
Track
for a track club for my 4-year-old niece.
It's one in Monroe. I'm gonna never get through. I'm gonna get somebody a house.
Yeah.
And we'll put it together.
All right.
It's
cool.
If people don't understand, like all the stuff that my boy went through, and then started running track. Man, at the bird meet, people coming up and they was like, "Man, when did Peanut get so fast?"
Yeah.
Man,
my wife looking at
Peanut been so fast.
Hey, but then we looked at each other and said, "We might have something."
Yeah.
But the kid, he found something different in track. Yeah. Coach, and I'm gonna say this: shout out to Witt, shout out to Jackson,
Coach Jackson, Coach Whitaker.
Let me tell you something. What they instill in those kids and they install in them is different.
Mm.
Like Peanut come home and he was happy to be tired. Right.
It's a difference. No, I feel that.
It's a difference, man.
I feel that.
And it went out, and I still remember, and I'm going to make this short. I tell Witt all the time, I laugh because when they wanted him to do the 400, he was like, "Man, I don't run the 400. I'll tell the story because it's funny to me. I don't tell the whole thing, but I told him, I said, trust the process.
Yeah.
He was crying and whining, so they're looking at him like,
you just don't know.
They doing this for a reason.
Right.
Well, when the state meet come up, we don't know he got sick. So he had to drink soft food. He had got real sick. Yeah. But that state meet was a few weeks later, and he ran a 21 club. But it was trusting the process that Whitaker and Jackson, and let me say this, we were on our way back to the hotel. Jackson texted Peanut and said, "Mac niece is from college." Now, we just got through with the state championship meet.
And this from nobody watching, right? This from nobody kind of was.
People had been calling.
Okay.
We had Memphis contacted him. We had some JUCOs. People in contact with him. But the biggest thing was that they didn't have any film on him from the year before. Yeah. Because you got to think, this kid just come in one day and said, "Pops, Mom, we're going to run track."
I'm going to run track.
I said, "Why?" I mean, not to discourage, I'm just want to know why. And he was like, "Well, we ain't got nothing else to do."
Yeah.
He took them boys and won the state championship.
Yeah.
And Coach Witt will tell you, we didn't miss not a meet.
Yeah.
His very first meet, outdoor meet, was in Cactus. At 8 o'clock, me and my wife had already decided we're going to go. He was like, "Hey, y'all ain't got to come." I was like, "All right." So, but I'm like, I got up at 8 o'clock, started putting my clothes on. She said, "Where you going?"
We in this
right me. I'm going to back room. She said, "You for real?" I said, "Man, am I?"
Yeah.
Man, and to see that kid run outdoors was so much different than indoors, man. Because see, we couldn't go to the indoor meets because COVID was still.
Yeah.
But see, those kids missed a lot during. They don't understand. Those kids missed all the camps. They didn't get to get any spotlight on them.
They missed senior stuff.
They missed prom. They missed homecoming. Didn't get to play in their own
playing their last game in the home field. And
how do you, man? Your last time that they had that, they never got to run out to their banners. So those kids missed a lot, man. And those kids came together for those coaches, man. And man, it was special, man. The house Gary was standing room only at that point in time. So it was special what Witt and Jackson built, man.
So get your kids in track.
And that's something you can do also. Yeah. You can go from state to state. Now,
basketball, cool.
Hey, you got to be willing to travel now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
But see, that's in everything now. Everything got travel. You got to travel football. You got to travel basketball. Ben had that. Travel softball, baseball, soccer, everything. So you got to travel in all of it. You got to get unlazy.
And if you really want to get your kid good, man, you really want to give them that experience, that exposure. Get them out here on these summer circuits, man. Yeah. And go out here, man, because I'm telling you, man, when we used to play 7-on-7, we used to go to Texas, man, we seen some kids that we played against the bootleggers from down south, man. I think everybody on the team had a star.
Crazy, man.
That bitch pop out 50-0, man. But it was just, just seeing that talent, man. That's why I met AJ at.
Okay.
With 7-on-7, man. And I was looking at this kid, I'm like,
but those circuits, man, they get you more exposure than most of your schools
Look where you playing against.
You know, you gonna play against the best,
especially if you're a skill player.
Yeah.
If you're a corner, you're a wide receiver, safety, quarterback,
linebackers. Linebackers
every once in a while,
okay.
like Chauncey play with us.
Okay.
So you do have some linebackers, but man, for your safeties and the running backs, like man, I'm telling you, dude, like that 7-on-7 is crazy. You know, you might have 60 teams playing 3 days. So yeah, get your kids involved in something, man. And let me say this: it ain't got to be sports either.
No,
don't have to be sports.
No,
man, you got
STEM program going on right now.
Man, it ain't got to be sports.
Yeah,
it can be other stuff, man. Because not every kid's gonna play sports. Right. Yeah. That's a realism. That's the realism of it.
Yeah, and we gotta parents gotta understand that more. Like, not every kid is gonna play. He can be good, but he ain't. Not every kid want to play.
The chances are extremely slim. We watching the. We don't watch the
look
at the wild.
Look, they said 85 boys gonna get drafted tonight.
And how many play?
Shoot, too many. Too many.
You can put 85 on 10 teams. That's ain't even Louisiana team.
Exactly.
So
85.
That's not a lot, man.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's
all them guys that play 250 in football.
That's crazy.
Bro, you got 2,500 people that end their college career as seniors. I ain't even talking about the juniors that's getting drafted as seniors and not even getting drafted.
But then what do you have to fall back on?
But you better have something.
Well, see, as a senior, you better be graduating.
Hey, you need to have something to fall back on, man. Especially if you're getting that good education. You know,
we got a Facebook user that say the key is to find what you're gifted to do. Being good won't get you a spot at the next level.
I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But you got to think a lot of people. The one thing about that is some people go through so many years of their life and they don't really discover.
Yeah.
When some people discover it early.
Yeah.
You know, but
I heard a Steve Harvey clip or somewhere he say your gift. It's the thing that you do the best, the less effort.
That's right.
Yeah.
It ain't gotta be. It don't have to be nothing too serious.
Right.
That's right.
Like he was saying, it could be network.
Yeah.
It could be babysitting.
Yeah.
Like he just gave these generic. You know what? That's your gift though.
Yeah. It's so many ways to do good out here, man. It's and with this generation, is even more ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just adding on top of what we already do. And being social influencers.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know nothing about that when we was coming up. But them kids make good money. Just being social influencers, man. So it's a lot you can do, man.
So with it being a lot to do, because we finna amp it up. With it being a lot to do, man, why do you think that kids are involved in so much crime and violence?
Leadership, man.
Leadership.
Or lack of.
So I was going.
Is this the upbringing? Is this in the house? Is this like where does it start from?
I think that some of it starts from peer pressure.
Okay.
I think some of it starts from what you see, or lack thereof of what you see.
But okay, so we had this conversation earlier, right?
Okay.
So you think about it. I think early it's more what you see. Mm-hmm. Later it's probably more peer pressure.
Yeah.
But you gotta think. When you sit and see, when I was a kid, we didn't sit around grown folks talking.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? You got this mix. Yeah. And you definitely, if you just so happen to be in that area where they was talking, you didn't chime in.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like that was just, it didn't happen.
You didn't have no business.
But you think about it. When you sitting around as a I'll say, let's say elementary school age girl.
Yeah.
And you hear your mama on the phone, and your mom is on the phone talking about XYZ and why she wear that, why she do this, why she. Your kid is gonna reflect that same energy onto one of these kids that they go to school with. They pick that up at home.
Oh yeah.
Well,
you picked that up at home.
Well, I always say that, and that's just kind of what you said earlier about being able, just kind of going strong for your kids, man, a lot of it is what happens at home. Man.
Yeah.
But we had a power to change a lot that goes on at home. But sometimes we choose not to.
It goes back to what we said earlier about being the example.
Being the example.
You're gonna either be a good one or you're gonna be a bad one.
I used to tell my little brothers that all the time, man. Be the example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be the example. Be the story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be the one telling it. Let somebody else be the one saying, man, that boy right there, you be the example and you be the story.
Because let me tell you something. You don't have to cater to your environment. You don't have to be what your environment is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be the product of that.
Yeah.
But it takes, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna stand on this when I say this, it takes leadership also in the community, because it's just like I told somebody one time, man. This was a coach I told this to. I'm a parent, so it starts with me. We understand that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when I drop my kids off to the school bus, the school
It's
bus
on.
driver becomes an extended parent of me.
Hey.
Well, when he goes to school, the teachers become there.
Mhm.
And then once he goes and he's at practice,
Yeah.
the coaches become there.
Right.
Until I come pick him up and get out of Zoom that road. So
Right.
it goes not just from us, but even as a football coach or whatever it is, man, that leadership and what you put into that kid. Because you got a lot of kids, man, where coaches just, you come and you run the ball, you catch the ball, you throw the ball, and once I'm done with you, I'm done with you. I get you to practice as long as you on this team.
Straight slop.
As soon as you're on this team, while you're on this team, I'm gonna get you to practice.
Right.
But once you leave practice, what do I have to offer at that point? And
not just at that point. I mean, once you graduate, man, you know how many kids they just stick around.
Still need it.
They still need that.
Yeah. Because if they didn't have what they didn't have in high school, they ain't got it when they get out of high school.
I mean, just cut the circulation off like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Like you've been instrumental in this kid's life all these years.
Yeah.
Right.
It means a lot to those kids.
Like
sometimes,
so when they get let's just say we in between. You waiting to go to school, you decide what you want to do. Well, you need to be working so you can stay productive.
Oh yeah.
And stay out the way. Stay out the streets.
Stay out of trouble, man. You need to stay good.
How many of these coaches is taking these kids in the summer and going to make sure they go get a job or calling somebody on their behalf?
Not very many. You got to be that guy.
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 And that's
the sadness.
It's missing.
We don't have enough of those guys.
It's missing, man. It's missing.
And I understand. People always gonna say it starts at home, but man, a lot of us don't have. I didn't have.
But see, this is the and going back to it being that guy, right? Man, I know a lot of football players who became realtors, doctors, lawyers, and all these other things that wasn't being pushed because their future wasn't football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why is it that they choose that one talent and only take him as far those 3.5 years? Because it's only 3.5 years. Because as soon as that senior year is over,
it's over.
They done wrote you off. You done.
I'm saying, but why do I cut you off so quickly though?
Because and see, that's the question. That's the question that needs to be answered.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never been able to wrap my mind around that. Why do you cut? Why are you cutting these kids? Okay, so it's a debate about when you should put your kids out the house, right?
Yeah.
Now, the hope would be I done did my job as a parent. I done taught you all these life lessons, and I done sit down and help you come up with some goals and some things you want to do, and I done help you navigate your way.
Yeah. So
my hope would be by the time I get you to the point where you ready, because I ain't gonna put no age on it, but whenever you say, "Hey, I found me a place," you know what I'm saying? I'm expecting you to already be prepared to just go get the place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now home is gonna always be home. So if it get rough, then you come back. But
Always.
you know, but it's out in the debate saying when you put your kids out.
All right.
Is that the same way though as with these students?
I'm in that position right now.
Mhm.
All right. I'm in a position where I say to myself, this is what will get you put out.
Mhm.
To my 19-year-old.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So before I put you out, I'm telling you that this is what will get you put out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Without putting you out.
Right.
But you need to know that these are the boundaries.
Right.
And this right here is one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, okay, you go back to what we said about early on with these kids.
Yeah.
What you saying ain't nothing but a respect thing.
Right.
Because respect covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Right. When I lay these ground rules out for you, I expect for you to just respect them.
That's it.
Well, you really,
because that's what you're gonna take.
That's what you.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
mean, but that's, you know.
So I shouldn't. You listen. If you respect me, like I hope you respect me, then it should never come to a point where once I lay these ground rules out.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you go to a job and the job got a zero tolerance policy on something.
Yeah.
Whether it's sexual harassment, it's drugs, they have a zero tolerance policy on something.
Yeah.
That's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So that means when you violate this, we're not even talking about it.
But John, I'm gonna say this: like when my boy, you know, my junior lives in Monroe.
Okay.
So when he comes up there, I don't have to voice what I expect out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's 19.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he leaves home to go back towards Monroe, and this is what I say, son, what am I gonna say to you? You know what he say? No speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he understands what I expect out of him.
Right. It's a rerun every time.
So as long as you understand that, and I always and this is my biggest thing, man, and I always go back to this. Everything I put my mama through, I always knew I had somebody let me hear.
No.
And I always knew I had somebody that was.
Hey, my daddy was the same way. My daddy, when he bought the house that we lived in, we still have it.
So it take a lot, man.
It was like you gonna always have a place to stay. So
Yeah.
I understand this.
It's hard for me to just say, you know, to my kid, if you do something that you don't go, and I'd be lying to myself, because I know how my mama was with me.
Yeah. I just tell her I can't kick you out because you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Well, my oldest boy 28, and I love him, but I still ain't let go.
Yeah.
Because he my son.
Look,
You know, so I you know, as a man, it is what it is.
Right.
I'll be a fool to put my kid out there only for her to have to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where that's where me and my wife that's where we at. We at a point where we're showing you all the right tools. You know what I'm saying? All the right tools to kind of get out there in life and get started.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with these tools, we feel like you can build a house.
But let me say this. My oldest boy, he called me one day and he said, Pops, I'm in town. I've told you this before.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Pops, I'm in town.
Yeah.
I said, well, how long you staying for? You know, how long you visiting? He said, Pops, I ain't coming back.
Mm.
I said, okay. He said, if I would have came to see you, I probably wouldn't have left.
Okay.
Because me and my oldest boy got real tight bone.
Okay.
And you know what I told him? I said, son, me and your mama taught you to fly.
Yeah.
We didn't teach you to stay in the nest.
Yeah.
You know, we taught you to fly. So when it's your time to fly, dude,
Right.
jump out
The training was for this decision you made.
But the one thing about it, you always got home.
Mm-hmm.
But we taught you to fly. You know, he's been in town, I think, now for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, he got him a little, he's doing good.
Yeah.
But this is what we raised him on, man. And I think but at the same time, let me say this. For the decision, man, by the time you go. You know, but you know, I really, as far as my kids.
I mean, but you know what though?
I
Let me tell you, I don't know him like personally, like, but over by me, you got a brother and a sister. They older.
Mm-hmm.
They probably was your mama age.
Mm-hmm.
They moved back with their mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is the house they grew up in as kids. They done added on to it, added 2 wings on it. So they got their own wing and own everything in it. That to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If that works, that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Because you know, you ain't always gotta go out here and especially if you're gonna put yourself in a position of struggle.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? But see, I like that concept because man, I get a chance to see y'all
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
And y'all taking care of the homestead.
you know what my son told me? He told me, he said, Pops, I'm gonna build a house up on the hill, but I'm gonna build you a mama house right down below.
Yeah.
You know, that's who he is, man.
Yeah.
He basically, you know, I ain't gonna let y'all go too far. And we don't have no problem with that, man. I think that, you know, as kids, they all gonna, like my sister, she moved to New Jersey, man, and she don't come back.
Yeah.
We see her once or twice a year.
Well, look, man, you talking about your kids, man. You talking about your son. What's up with Beyond, man? Beyond your normal dreams.
Man, that's a concept that me and Dion came up with.
Okay.
My oldest boy.
Yeah.
And it was basically, I want my kids to, I want them to start something. I want them to build together. You know, we're a family. And beyond your normal dreams.
Yeah.
My daughter-in-law came up with it.
Okay.
Now I came up with the logo itself. And me and Dion and my other boy, he'll tell you he's not very crafty, but he has his own visual. So we came up with that together, man, and really just started a apparel company, man, and allow them to. I'm the senior advisor, basically.
Okay.
They run the company, you know, and we just come together and make decisions, man. My other 2 hadn't bought in yet. You see what I'm saying? They still buying in.
Right.
My other 2 hadn't bought in.
Yeah.
But my oldest and my third boy is kind of the ones that's kind of really running.
Okay.
You know, and really beyond your normal dreams, it's something that you have to think about because I always talk about dreams.
Yeah.
My kids' dreams, they're not mine. You know what I'm saying? And when you dream, it's infinite. It has no, you know, it has no
limits.
No limits.
Right.
You know, but it's. I think a lot of kids and a lot of people understand it's okay to dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good. That's because you got people telling them, man, stop dreaming.
And beyond your normal dreams,
they dream killers.
Most people just have normal dreams of and I hate to say this, of just being average.
Yeah.
Just being mediocre.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, and I love my mama. You know, my mama passed when I was getting my real estate license. You know, like my mama could have opened up her own restaurant.
Yeah.
But she was always kind of satisfied with what she was doing.
Yeah.
I love her to death, but I mean, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that spurred me to be more of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, from opening up record labels to graphic design to pictures and, you know, now doing real estate and now getting them and pushing them, man. And we're doing pretty good. This is our first design, our first drop. And we got quite a few more things in the pipeline. I think it's slow and steady.
I think because I've been down this road with the business with the kid, right?
Yeah.
It's a fun journey.
Yeah.
I think it's a taskful journey, but it could be done.
Oh yeah.
But my issue was the lack of drive for the physical work, more hands-on work from the kid.
Well, let me tell you something. I already know that a lot of the physical is gonna be on my hand.
Okay.
But I also understand that they understand that at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm letting go.
Yeah. And now when I'm talking about it, I wasn't. My hand was far away from it. It was more so my wife, but I experienced the load being shifted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
because all that we can teach our kids.
Yeah.
Drive ain't
one of them. You can't teach it.
Hey, you can't teach it.
You know what they say? You can't teach one thing. You either born or hard than that.
Yeah.
I don't care how you look at it. Same thing with drive.
Yeah.
Same thing with drive, man. You can't teach that, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like my oldest boy. He a beast, man. He always doing something.
And I'm gonna tell you on them graphics, man. He tough, man.
Hey, that dude tough, man. Hey, that boy.
He tough because he got his he got his the French line and all that.
I'm telling you, man. And that kid did a painting when he was in high school, and I saw it hanging on his wall.
Yeah. You thought it was somebody else.
I said, boy, you did that. I said, boy, you ain't did it. But man, he's like
he's tough, man.
Gifted as far as
he's
drawing.
Tough, man.
And I think he did something for what's the kid named Fredo Bang or something like that.
The gorilla rap.
Yeah, gorilla with the hand pointed at his head that he always used.
Okay.
My son did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's dope.
That dude got man, he's tough, man. He's super tough.
Hey, that dude got talent, man.
Super tough.
And I'm just waiting on him to drop this baby, man. I'm just gonna be straight up.
Waiting on the baby.
I said we coming to Tampa. I said I'm gonna say hey, you and Mel.
Right.
Yeah.
You know I'm waiting on payback to get
here.
You know. So it's steady. You know it's cool, man. I like doing this with the kids and watching them come together because that's what it's about.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Fats Barbershop Club.
Yo, this is Fat 5, man. We got 5 categories. Look, you ain't got to give me your top 5. You can just give me one.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell me why that's your one.
Okay.
All right, here go the categories. We got actors, songs, restaurants, movies, and TV series.
Man, I got to take movies, man.
All right.
Scarface is my top movie.
Scarface is the top one. Why?
Period.
Why?
That's you know, this gonna be crazy to say, but I ain't never want to be a cop.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
right.
I didn't never want to be a cop.
Yeah.
And man, Scarface was in my era.
Right.
You know, and after that, and it's kind of going down the same road, New Jack City.
Yeah.
You know, I that's my era. You know.
I mean, it's a lot of different perspectives you could take from that. You know, it's a lot of different angles.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Even though they had one thing that they were doing, you could learn a whole bunch from it. You can learn organization from it.
I'm gonna tell you the third movie. The one with Harry Tubman. That was a deep movie.
Which one was that?
The one that she just came out.
Yeah, not too long ago. What, about 2 years, maybe?
Yeah.
I got to see it.
That movie right there was strong, man. And I tend to lean a lot towards my last movies toward
Man, what's up with it, man?
You know, that's kind of where I'm at. You know, Training Day.
Yeah.
I can't really name 5.
Yeah.
You know, because I go back. I like Menace to Society, man. Like, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. One of Facebook, we got Facebook user. Facebook user, you got to put your name up for me because I don't see it. But he say linking with the
son.
With your son. So
it was called Harry.
Harry. Okay. So whoever said linking with the son, put your name up so I can pass that information along because I can't see your name on here.
Yeah, show pass.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, man, and that was kind of, we sit at the house now and watch movies as families, man.
Okay.
Put stuff up.
Okay, that's Ronnie. That's Ronnie Robinson. Okay. Yeah.
Tell them just well, you can hear me anyway. Just inbox me.
Hustling junkie.
Hey, and I'll pass up. That go my kinfolk right there.
Son, what's up, man? Cousin, that's my cousin too, man. What's up?
Man, hey, son, I'm gonna tell you what, son, a good dude.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I remember son first got off into that fishing, man. That boy, he took to a whole different level.
But wait, before you say that, John. son struck me out in the playoff game in Little League.
You're right. Hey,
Off speed pitch. I remember it, son, like it was yesterday.
Hey, that boy can throw that ball, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, you know, man, son, somebody, man, that, man, even as a young dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I remember when son worked at the ice house.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even remember
Yeah.
we had the ice house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even back then, man, you know, like, son is one of them people that was destined for greatness.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah,
Like,
I
real
agree
talk,
with
man. Boy was destined for greatness, man.
Shout out to New Movement, man.
Hey, son, you need to reopen the ice house, man. We need well, how does it is, boy? We need one
that.
right
We
now.
need 3 of them, man.
Nah, for real.
3 of them, man. Hey,
For real.
that's hey, son, a good dude, man.
Nah, son, a good dude, bro. For real.
Tap in with us, son. We need you on here, man.
Perspective, man. We need that.
Louisiana State Trooper, man. Shout out to you, man.
Fats Barbershop Club.
Hey, man, what's up with the world, man? What's got you shaking your head right now?
Man, it's a lot got me shaking. Man. I'm gonna say this though, man. The gun violence. I think for me, that's probably and I'm sure that everybody come on here, I'm gonna say that, but man, I think that's really the biggest thing for me, man. The violence on the streets, man. And I'm gonna tell you what's really got me shaking my head is heat. Gas prices.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's inflation and everything, even the sun.
let me tell you something. Whenever I go by the gas station, I buy fire.
Yeah, not for
I know
real.
one thing, it's got, like my son said, you know, Big Purr got to have it. You know, she ain't gonna make no excuses. She got to have it.
Got to have
And
it.
if you got to go get that money, then guess what? You got to spend it, man.
Got to go
Man,
get it.
them gas prices got me shaking my head every day, man.
My man Mun said deadbeat dads and bad kids got him shaking his head, man. Hey, that's real though.
Hey, bad kids always shaking
For
their head,
real.
man. I don't care how you look at it, man. And I ain't gonna even speak on the deadbeat dad situation, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna,
yeah.
you know, because I'm gonna tell you like this, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's a blessing to have them kids, man. And if you're not in their lives,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're missing.
And listen, let's
You don't know
be
what you're
clear.
missing, man.
Let's be clear.
Because we all daddies sitting up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I'm gonna say this though. We gotta be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that get the label as deadbeat dad.
It's not really, they
ain't
all not
always
one. Nah,
a deadbeat dad.
we can't.
Sometimes they are just one part of a failed relationship,
Yeah.
and they wind up having to pay a hefty price. You know what I'm saying, for a failed relationship, and not even a failed marriage in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
It's just a failed boyfriend girlfriend situation. They had a baby.
Can I tell you something though, John?
Talk to me.
And this is why I kind of differ.
Mhm.
We do have a court system.
That's true.
So let me tell you this. For anybody out there that say that they can't get involved in their kids' lives, man, you ain't being true.
But I'm gonna tell you,
Because look, we do like months. We know the ones who ain't doing.
No, we do.
We know.
No,
We know.
But see, I'm just, I just, because let me tell you, I watch people that really had no reason to be out these kids' lives.
Yeah.
But now check this out. Now we do have a court system,
Mm-hmm.
but now we gotta be transparent. And for the man, it don't work. It's not so simple.
No.
It's not as just simple as going to the court and trying to get you joint custody or custody.
It can't. Well, I'm gonna say this.
It's a lot more.
If
than
you,
it used to be.
it's a whole lot simpler,
Oh, yes.
especially if you got your paper right, as far as you have no felonies, no warrant. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't lying, it's definitely easier now.
Let me say this. And I've had both of those.
Yeah.
You can still go to the courthouse.
Mhm.
You got just as much right to that kid as the mama does.
That's true.
And there's nothing or anybody that can take.
Unless something change, like I say, unless something change.
Oh yeah, you can go.
Most times, I know. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I know. I had a partner that had to deal with Ivan one time. Here, right here in Little Parish.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't nothing but filing certain paperwork, but it's certain paperwork you gotta have a lawyer to file.
Well, but this
The lawyer ain't free.
But this is my thing. If you really want to see that kid, and you work,
Listen, playing 7 times over.
because you got some parents that the mama's doors wide open,
Yeah.
but they just won't come.
They just
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They just won't come.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely. That's 100.
That's true.
To me, that is the worst part.
That's
about,
true.
You know, and watching the kid in that situation is hard.
Yeah. Because the kid lose.
Yeah.
Because the kid.
But in both situations, it's hard watching.
But no matter if you're a stepdad or what you are in the kid's life, you got to always understand that kid wants that other parent.
Right. You're not that piece that's missing.
Right.
It ain't gonna never fit. You'll never fit. Like you can do everything you can possibly fit. You can almost fit.
But you ain't a perfect fit.
But in order for me to fit, it's some grinding gotta go on. You gotta sand me down a little bit. You gotta do, and I ain't trying to be put through that.
Right.
You still gotta try to conform.
Yeah.
And I say this. That's going to always be that part of that kid's life, because that is the other part of that kid.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're in a part of that kid's life, man, you're missing something.
Yeah.
You know, and I can say I'm happy to see. I've been happy to see a lot of what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so as a parent, that's big.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Look, man, quote of the day, man. I got one down for us, man. Be the change you wish to see in the world. That's by Gundy, y'all. Be the change you wish to see in the world, because you can't be out here hoping that things are changing and you ain't changing.
You contributing
for the better. You contributing.
Hey, I think that's the. Some people don't want to change. I'm gonna say this quote, because this is my favorite one. Success is uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Success is uncomfortable.
Hey.
And that success goes a lot of ways. It goes with parenting and everything.
Yeah.
Because being a parent it ain't no handbook.
Right.
It's always uncomfortable situations. It's uncomfortable
you
talk.
Read some books, but
it's uncomfortable talk with your daughter about dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable, man.
Boy, it's uncomfortable.
So success in anything, business, parenting. If you want to be a successful athlete, guess what? That grind is uncomfortable sometimes.
Got to.
You know, shooting that after practice, you got to shoot 150 free throws. Can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's when you got to be your best, is when your legs are tired.
Yeah.
When life is hitting you with everything it's got, and you can still stand up and walk through it. Yeah. Success is uncomfortable.
Yeah. You got one, John?
Man, I really don't. Not today.
All right, man. I got some. We got one that tapped in on the comments. Mun said, "I'm not better than anyone else, just better than the old me."
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that one, Mun.
Because I'm gonna tell you what. If you remain stagnant, you'll never get ahead.
Never. Yeah.
If you remain stagnant, you ain't moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely better than the old me.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the old you could just be yesterday's version.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be 10 years ago.
Right.
You know, it could just be yesterday's version. Like you say, when you deep in these kids' line, I know a lot of times, man, I feel like I might be kind of hard today. You know what I'm saying? But I may have got my point across, but it probably would have been a little bit more effective if I would have went a different angle, because it go back to what you were saying earlier. When you got multiple kids, you got to know all your kids.
You got to know them all.
Because see, you can go at one way, and that same way might not work for this one.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And let me say this real quick. Whenever you are in a kid's life, no matter if it's yours or not yours, I had a Mario and Peanut's best friend Jalen text me on Father's Day, and he said, "You already know that you're my second father." And he's got a dad that's in his life, that's actively in his life. I love James and Ross.
Yeah.
They're actively in their kids' lives. But for him to say that to me and say, so I don't have to go into nothing wrong, you already know what it is.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, Pops.
Yeah.
So it's always connecting with, and you know this, even when they came one time up here, it was about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Like, they all are very respectful kids. They all eat at my table.
Yeah.
But I always take the time to, one day, I'm gonna say, one day they were out to looking at hibbits.
Yeah.
So I called Peanut, what y'all doing? We at hibbits, Pops. I said, ask the boys if they're home.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, we home. Oh, you know they're home. All big boys, they all home.
Yeah.
If they just ate, they home because it's free food.
Right.
And so I said, well, y'all meet me at Chili's. So I got the boys together. We went to Chili's.
Yeah.
But not that I feed them food. I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching them how to fish.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because anytime I get the opportunity, I sow into it.
Everything's learning lesson.
And that could be any kid.
Right.
It could be y'all's kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you have the opportunity, I want you to sow it to my kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes it may come different from you or from you.
We talked about that earlier.
It comes from me.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
So, and I had a kid that was.
But you know, man, when those kids approach you like that, it helps be a driving factor for you to always have the bar here.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're watching.
They watching you, man.
And you've always got
They
to
watching you.
carry yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I take that serious.
Go back to what we said in the beginning. You're gonna be a good example, or you're gonna be a bad
Ain't that how we
example.
laid that out?
Either way, you're gonna be an example.
Yes, sir.
That's how we
Hey,
laid it out.
look, before you get to that, we're going to take this little second and we're going to play this ad.
Find us today on Books. The book
Yes,
Yo.
Man, that's cool, man.
Yeah, fresh.
Hey,
It's more than
we go right back to what we did.
Round full circle.
And we back, man. Look, y'all, we back, man. Courtney over here giving these gems.
Yes,
Hey,
indeed.
We referring back to earlier conversations because it's getting that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is great, man. I ain't even gonna look at the time because I don't even care how long we've been going because we going.
Yeah.
Hey, but and I always go back to it, man, because I know we always talk about this,
Yeah.
either apart or together.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, and I think this turned more into a family father type thing.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I think that's where it should be.
Right.
Because we all stand up here, once again, I said we are all fathers.
Yeah.
And anytime you have the chance to take a kid home from practice or take him, we had one kid that rode with us to Alabama to the track meet.
Yeah, yeah.
We was on, me and Lattimore was going to get together and get the kids to take them to the indoor state meet in our trucks.
Yeah.
So anytime you get the opportunity as a man to sow into any kid, you should take that opportunity. And to me, any kid, I'm 47. So any kid under 30 years old,
I mean, but cool, not just kids, because I mean, I'm pretty sure Fat agree. Shit, you sowing us on a regular basis.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like every pretty much every day. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's coming from a strong level of maturity, and really taking. You know, I say it like this: I've always had to take accountability. You know, because I did what I did, man. I took accountability for it, and I decided to change that.
Yeah.
But you have to realize when that happened to me that I didn't think about it because it was so many years ago.
Yeah.
But my son was like, you know, my friends was like, you know, what Pop said.
Right.
Because people that knew. But you have to understand I had to take that in because I didn't know those kids were really watching me like that.
Right.
And I'm just being honest with you. So when I came back, I had to come back and really be strong and show them that
you had to be better than the yesterdays.
I could change. I could change. Change is difficult sometimes. And it was difficult for me, man.
Yeah.
But it was something that had to happen. And everybody can't go where you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's okay. That's what people have to understand. It's okay. That's the part.
Process of elimination.
Yeah,
Hey, and trust the process too.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta trust the
And
process.
it's a journey, not the
Right.
destination.
Because in a lot of cases, less is more.
That's real.
You know, so
Fats Barbershop Club.
Hey man, what you got up next?
Man, I think really,
Besides these courses.
man, I think really just pushing this brand, man. I got something kind of in the works. That, something else in the works that probably will be unveiled here, depending on what decision I make. And I say this being a successful realtor.
Yeah.
Because I'm successful. And first of all, you got to start patting yourself on the back sometimes.
nah, ain't nothing wrong. Yes, indeed.
Food
Smoke.
truck.
No, he's a successful smoke guy.
A smoke guy.
He
Okay.
bring that smoke, you know.
Hey, before you finish, Mun say he always appreciated you talking to the kids in the shop, man. He say he learned a lot from you too. From
Man,
yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
I wanted to make sure I said that.
See, and that's the whole
You
thing.
never know, man.
You never know who's watching, man.
Right.
You never know
But
who's
see,
listening.
but see, when you do things the right way all the time, and I ain't saying perfect,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but when you shoot for that, you know what I'm saying? You know, they say the way you practice is the way you play.
Exactly.
And you know,
You know what
this
I'm
is the thing. Playing is the easy part.
Right.
That's the easy part.
Practice is the hard part.
Yeah.
You know, anytime I played, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was competitive, but it was fun. You know, and I think that with a lot of times we have to watch what the reflection that we're giving off.
Yeah.
You know, I had a young kid named Garrett that I met in the gym one day, and he was just going from set to set.
Yeah.
I went over to him and said, "Man, what you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to get big." He said, "Well, you ain't gonna do it that way." So we sat down, man. Our very first conversation, man. I said, "Man, because you know the gym full of mirrors."
Yeah.
I said, "Man, look at that mirror." He said, "What I'm looking at."
Yeah.
I said, "Just look. You're looking at either your best friend or your worst enemy."
And depending on the day.
And I said to him that find a plan, put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it ended up all these years. It's probably been 8 years later. Me and Garrett graduated from. I think he just graduated from Tech.
Okay.
He graduated from Ruskin like 32 on his ACT.
Yeah.
But he always said, "Mr. Courtney, I always remember when you said, look in that mirror."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that resonated with that kid all these years later, man. And I never even, man, this was just in the gym. And you got to think all the grown men is watching this kid go from curls to triceps to legs to chest to short.
Yeah.
And nobody stepped in and said, "You're doing it wrong."
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's with life. You know, I just got to talk to him, man, about guns and stuff, man, because, you know, with that happening with my son's friend, you know, it's, look at this.
Yeah.
This is what I'm telling you.
This is how close it is.
Be careful of who you allow in that circle with you. Because let me tell you something, man, they can, I'm not gonna say they can destroy you, but they can make you go through a lot of hard times because you know, destruction just, you know, you can shake back.
Destruction is always near.
Yeah. And you get warned for destruction.
Yeah.
But you got to pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Fats Barbershop Club.
Hey, what can they find you at on social media, man?
Man, I'm all over. Say if you want to join me on sports, man, I just let loose on sports, man. I'm on Twitter. It's Clear Visual.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's why I just, you know, that's why I'm kind of away from the word.
Yeah.
I can talk about sports and, you know, me and a local coach kind of, you know, my Twitter kind of
have your conversations.
ruffled the fellas a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, that's kind of my Twitter. That's my space, man. Facebook, good Lord, man. You can find me at Courtney Cooper Real. No, I changed that. It's actually now Beyond Real Estate.
Okay.
I'm everything is going to the beyond your normal, you know.
It makes
drinks.
sense.
It's a brand.
It's a brand.
It's a brand.
So,
brand.
and you can find us on Facebook. And if you want to go check out our new drops. See what we got coming up in the future. Because let me tell you something. That boy Debo, my oldest son, I call him Debo because he's so small.
I got you.
He's that opposite of what Debo was.
Right.
That kid is coming up with some designs, man, that's really it's going to be extremely impressive.
Y'all make sure y'all check that out, man.
I'm telling you,
So go and follow us on our Facebook page at Beyond the Brand.
At Beyond, yeah. We got
Beyond the Brand, man, and it's Beyond the Brand because we'll definitely be, and I'll say this, we'll be looking at doing some NIL deals with some kids and really pushing this brand, man. That's next for me. That's where you can find me on social media, pushing that brand and pushing these houses, man.
Right.
And like I said, I got some real estate news coming up. We're gonna wait. We're gonna see where things go.
he big on that, y'all.
I may have some news on that front.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's steady going, man.
Shout out your people, man.
Man, I think really just shouting out the family, man.
Gotcha.
You know, Debo, well, my wife first, please, Lord, my wife first. Shot Nika. She about to hear say my whole name. And of course, Debo, Mel. Please don't forget K-Baby.
Okay.
Her name is Kira Geraldine. The middle name came from my mom.
Okay.
Of course, CJ. That's my junior. That's my headache. Peanut, Maureen, Slimmy, however y'all want to call it.
Yeah.
And of course, Ren, man. And really just to all
Ring with the new job.
Ring with the new job.
That's what's up, man.
And really all us black men, man, that are doing this and trying to show the kids, man, that we can do something different, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna say this before I go, man. Reach out to somebody, touch somebody, man. You know, you never know where you might make a difference.
I take it. You heard it. Y'all heard it, man. John, you got a shout out?
Hey, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the people at home took time out to rock out with us today.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fam. You know, just the usuals, man.
Shout out to John, man, for turning me on to something.
Yeah.
So, hey, I appreciate that.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
absolutely, bro. You know we do.
And I got this sauce for you.
All right.
So,
Finna get it too.
Well, that's all for today's episode of PHAT'S Barbershop Club, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you to John for joining in. Thank you to Courtney for coming through and sharing some of these real views on these real topics, man, because he is a real person. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, y'all join us next week, man. We gonna have somebody on. I'll put that out. We gonna know sometime soon. Make sure y'all like, share, and follow on Facebook, man, Instagram, PHAT'S Barbershop Club. Subscribe on YouTube, PHAT'S Barbershop Club. Plus,
best barber in Ruston, man.
hey man, I try to do a little work. Shout out to Mun. Hey, shout out to Mun because hey man, all the barbershops that I done been in, and this is no shade to none, Mun taught me the most that I'm using right now in the game. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mun, man.
Shout out to Mun.
Now he got the coldest fade in the game.
Hey,
I'm talking about the game.
Mun was my boy for quite a while.
Oh yeah. But you only coming to me because I learned from Mun.
Let me tell you something. I come sit in the barber chair, and when was the last time I said, man, give me a?
Yeah.
I just sit in the barber chair.
Yeah.
That's type of barber you want, man.
Yeah.
You know, anytime, and I say this, anytime Dion used to come, he used to go over to the dollars, man. But, you know, believe it or not, man, finding a barber is a hard thing.
It's a hard thing.
That dude used to drive away from Florida, man, to get a haircut.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do,
I'm gonna tell you, when I stayed in Mississippi, I didn't get mine cut till I came home.
Through the pandemic, I didn't get my haircut.
Yeah.
But then fact, I'm saying, if you ain't got no, you got a fade, don't come in the barbershop. Where I got this from.
Man, but for real, look, y'all, thank y'all for listening, man. We're gonna get out on this
Tell
commercial.
Mun, he need to stop by and holler at me, man. He pulled up on me one day in that truck, man.
Mun, you hear it?
Hey, I was watching the truck, and I'm looking at
Who is this pulling up?
look, man. I said, oh, boy, you getting spooked me up here, man. So, yeah, man, shout out to Mun for sure, man.
Yeah, man. Nah, for real. Shout out to all y'all, man.
Yes, indeed.
We gonna be out of here, man. Y'all listen to this little message and we gonna get out of here.
Fat Fresh Cut,
Fat?
owned by Ruston's premier barber, Ladarius Fat Man. At Fats, we get you off the bench and into the starting lineup. Specializing in adults and children, we provide exceptional cuts and personalized services at amazing prices. Located at 415 South Farmerville Street in Ruston, Louisiana. Find us today on Booksy to book your appointment. Fats Fresh Cuts. It's more than a barbershop. It's an experience.